My name is Jim Rickards. I'm a former advisor to the Pentagon, the White House, Congress, the CIA, and the Department of Defense. Where were you on March 9th, 2022, when President Biden signed the death warrant on American freedom? On that day, in a hush ceremony at the White House, without the approval of Congress, the states, or the American people, Biden signed into law Executive Order 14067. Buried in his order are a few paragraphs titled Section 4. The language in Section 4 makes Order 14067 the most treacherous act by a sitting president in the history of our republic. Because Section 4 sets the stage for legal government surveillance of all U.S. citizens, total control over your bank accounts and purchases, and the ability to silence all dissenting voices for good. In this new war on freedom, the Dems aren't coming for your guns. No, they're thinking much bigger than that. They're coming for your money. And it's already started. Friend, this new currency will allow for total control of all American citizens, because every digital dollar will be programmed by the government. That means they will be able to turn on or turn off your money at will. Not only that, but they'll be able to track and record every purchase you make. And this isn't something years away. It's starting now. Biden's secret army has been hard at work, and U.S. trials are already well underway. In fact, our government is racing to catch up. China and Russia have already launched pilot programs for their own digital currencies. More than half the countries in the world and almost 90% of central banks are testing or exploring a digital currency right now. This includes Japan, Germany, India, France, the UK, Russia, Australia, Brazil, Canada, and China. I predict we'll see a digital dollar in circulation next year or 2024 at the latest. With Biden bucks, the government will be able to force you to comply with its agenda. Because if you don't, they could turn off your money. This won't be like freezing a bank account. It will be so much easier. Because Biden bucks will be digital tokens programmed at the source. They could be turned on or off at will with just a keystroke. And they could be reprogrammed at any time. With Biden's secret surveillance army running the show, the anti-freedom implications are almost limitless. For example, Biden bucks could be programmed to allow only certain kinds of purchases. Imagine what this new world could look like. You want to keep an internal combustion engine car? Your digital dollars suddenly won't pay for gas. Instead, you can be forced to buy an electric vehicle. That's just the tip of the fascist iceberg. They can force you to get vaccinated. They can force you into solar. They can force you to use less water or heat. They can force you to eat fake plant-based meat. They can control where you are allowed to travel. They can stop you purchasing certain items like guns, ammo, or survival supplies. They can control to which candidates you're allowed to donate. And they'll know every single place you spend your money, forever. America would become a surveillance state like China or North Korea. Every single aspect of your life could be controlled because they'll control your money. In fact, I fully expect them to implement a social credit rating system like in China. Say the wrong thing on social media, buy the wrong thing, subscribe to the wrong news channel, give money to the wrong candidate, and your rating drops. Suddenly your Biden bucks are frozen or disappearing from your account. This is already happening in China. There, a low social score gets you officially labeled untrustworthy. They can take away your ability to travel, restrict your internet access, deny your family the best schools or jobs. They may even take away your pets. I'm not kidding. All this is going on today. But that's China, an oppressive communist country. Could this really happen in a democracy? Just ask the truckers in Canada.
Have you got an old 20 or 50 pound note in your wallet? You might not know that after September 30th, it'll no longer be legal tender in the UK. So we're here at the Bank of England to ask the Chief Cashier, Sarah John, what you should do with your old notes.
You've got until the end of September to use them. So if you've got any at home, dig them out, either take them to the shops and spend them, put them in your bank account. After the end of September, they won't be legal tender anymore. We've obviously moved now largely to the polymer notes, which are cleaner, safer and stronger. On the £50 note, we've got the amazing mathematician Alan Turing. I think he was a very, very popular public choice actually, both for his work during the war at Bletchley Park, code breaking, but also his foundational work on computing, really the founder of modern day computing. And on the £20 note, we've got the famous artist J.M.W. Turner, fantastic seascapes in particular that he's famous for. So there are £6 billion worth of the paper 20s still in circulation and £8 billion worth of the 50s still out there. The latest data is that 1.2 million people in the UK rely basically completely on cash for their day-to-day payments, and a lot of people like to use cash. It's very tangible, it's a good budgeting tool. I think a lot of £50 notes people actually have as what we call a store of value. So they take them out and have them as a little nest egg at home. We've dealt with a case very recently where there were a number of banknotes issued during the Second World War, and what we think's happened is that a storekeeper put them in a box and put them in the back room of their shop underneath the floorboards, probably for safekeeping. And the shop was being renovated a couple of years ago, and when they dug up the floor they found these old £1 notes, but they got sent in to us. It took the team a long time to count them, but there were somewhere between £20,000 and £30,000 worth of banknotes there. Those banknotes will always be worth their face value to us at the Bank of England, so there are options. Most UK banks will accept them still after the 30th of September as a deposit into a UK bank account, or you can do a postal exchange with us at the Bank of England. If you go onto our website, all the details of how to do that are on there.
Sweden is fed up with cash. It's a hassle to carry around, it can easily be stolen or misplaced, and frankly, no one is using it anymore. 10 years ago, just about 40% of their population was paying with cash, and now, only 6%. So what's their answer? To go completely cashless by March of 2023. They're even planning a crypto called the e-kroner for use starting this year. Folks, this is happening, and it's happening fast. Time to learn about Sweden's cashless plans and discuss if this could become a worldwide trend.
So here's a question for you. Do you have trouble keeping track of your car keys? Listen, we all do, right? Well, here's the thing. A Metro Detroit man thinks that he solved that problem. He turned himself into the key. His name is Brandon Delali, and he had a chip implanted into his hand that lets him get into his Tesla. Look at this. And it also starts the engine. Can you believe that? All it takes is a simple wave of the hand like you just saw there. Delali says that he's no Tesla superfan, but he is a superfan of technology.
I'm a huge tech nerd. I work in technology. You can't lose your hand, so you'll always have a way of getting in your car.
Yeah, that'll do ya. Delali already had a chip implanted in his other hand that allows him to unlock his door to his house. And it also holds his contact and medical information like COVID vaccinations.